157 believed D3ad in Ethiopian Airlines plane crash time. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, a jetliner carrying 157 people crashed shortly after takeoff from the Ethiopian capital Sunday, killing everyone aboard and carving a crater into the ground, authorities said. At least 30. It was not clear what caused the Ethiopian Airlines plane to go down in clear weather on its way to Nairobi, the capital of neighboring Kenya. The accident was, the Ethiopian pilot sent out a distress call and was given clearance to return to the airport in Addis Ababa, the airline's CEO told reporters. Families around the world grieved. At the Addis Ababa, at the crash site, the impact caused the plane to shatter into small pieces. Personal belongings, Red Cross teams and others searched for human remains. In one photo, as sunset approached, crews were still searching for the plane's flight data recorder, the airline's chief operating officer said. Other worried families gathered in Nairobi. Agnes Mueller, relatives were frustrated by the lack of word on loved ones. Why are they taking us round and round? It is all over is likely to renew questions about the 737 MAX, the newest version of the single-aisle airliner, which was first introduced in 1967 and became the world's most common passenger jet. Indonesian investigators have not determined a cause for the October crash, but days after the accident Boeing sent a notice to airlines that faulty information from a sensor could cause the plane to automatically point the nose down. The notice reminded the Lion Air cockpit data recorder showed that the jet's airspeed indicator had malfunctioned on its last 4 flights, though the airline initially said problems with the aircraft had been fixed before it left the Indonesian capital of Jakarta. Safety experts cautioned against drawing too many comparisons between the two crashes until more is known about Sunday's disaster. The Ethiopian Airlines CEO stated there were no defects prior to the flight, so it is hard to see any parallels with the Lion Air crash yet, said Haro Ranter, founder of the Aviation Safety Network, which compiles information about accidents worldwide. The airline published a showing its CEO standing in the wreckage. The Ethiopian plane was new, having been delivered to the airline in November. State-owned Ethiopian Airlines is widely considered the best-managed airline in Africa and calls itself Africa's largest carrier. It has ambitions. Ethiopian Airlines is one of the safest airlines in the world. At this stage, the airline said 149 passengers and 8 crew members were thought to be on the plane. Ethiopian Airlines issued a list showing among the dead, including 32 Kenyans and 18 Canadians. The list reflected some of those aboard were thought to be traveling to a major United Nations environmental meeting scheduled to start Monday in Nairobi. The plane crashed 6 minutes after departing, plowing into the ground at Hejera near Bishoftu, or Debrezite, some 50 kilometers 31 miles south of Addis Ababa, at 8:44 a.m. The jetliner showed unstable vertical speed after takeoff, Air Traffic Monitor Flight Radar 24 said in a Twitter post. The Addis Ababa-Nairobi route links East Africa's 2 largest economic powers and is popular with tourists making their way to safaris and other destinations. Sunburn trapped. The jet's last maintenance was on February 4, and it had flown just 1,200 hours. The pilot was the Boeing 737 MAX 8 was one of 30 being delivered to the airline, Boeing said in a statement in July when the first was delivered. Boeing said a technical team was ready to provide assistance at the request of the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board. The last deadly crash of an Ethiopian Airlines passenger flight was in 2010, when a plane went down minutes after takeoff from Beirut, killing all 90 people on board. African air travel, long troubled and chaotic, has improved in recent years, with the International Air Transport Association in November noting 2 years free of any fatalities on any aircraft type. Ethiopian officials declared Monday a national day of mourning. Sunday's crash comes as the country's reformist Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed, has vowed to open up the airline and other sectors to foreign investment in a major transformation of the state-centered economy. Ethiopian Airlines expansion has included the recent opening of a route to Moscow and the inauguration in January of a new passenger terminal in Addis Ababa to triple capacity. Speaking at the inauguration, the Prime Minister the airline to build a new airport city terminal in Bishoptu, where Sunday's crash occurred. Contact us at
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.